Alright everybody, I'm in my greenhouse today. Thought I'd show you my wonderful fig tree. Figs are definitely coming on early this year. It's been pretty warm. And I don't have so many, but this is definitely the most that I've had. Considering the tree is about as big around as my wrist. I think the yield is still pretty low. But I'll show you the rest of my greenhouse here. I'm doing things a little bit differently this year. This year I got a bunch of peppers on this side. And some planting fewer things in it this year because I just get overwhelmed by the growth and can't even get inside of it. And so I planted my tomatoes pretty far apart and got my drip irrigation running. And on this side I have the climbing indeterminate tomatoes. They're not so big right now. And I actually did something very different this year. I bought pretty much everything in this greenhouse, except for the watermelons. I'm growing watermelons as well. That's the other different thing that I'm doing. So not all of them are doing well, but I planted them about 6 inches apart, and if they die, then I just thin them out and leave it like that and let the other ones grow. And there's a back row of tomatoes that I planted pretty far apart just so that I can be able to get through everything. And I've got some tomatillos. I think just 2 plants of tomatillos. And this year I'm growing something I have never grown before, and that is eggplants. Here's a picture of what that looks like. That's a little bit better. And let's go out the end of my greenhouse. They do have something exciting as well. If I can make it out. There we go. And here's my first little orchard. You can see I got tons of flowers on my little trees over there. I'm walking slow so that the camera doesn't have tons of shaking, because then it doesn't focus and it's just blurry and kind of hard to watch. So here's my biggest cherry tree, and I have, let's see, some fruit on it. It's not focusing on it, but we got some fruit. You can see the little cherries right there, right over my thumb, just like that. And that's the only tree that has fruit set right now. You know, cherries have a much shorter growing period. And this was my first tree to flower, and as you can see, all the blossoms are already done. Autofocus on this is really horrible today. But I actually went through and hand pollinated all of these guys because last year I had considerable budding as well, or flower buds, but I didn't get much fruit set. So this year I went through and pollinated everything, and hopefully I did a good job. Because I didn't notice a lot of bees out here. I notice some more bees now, but it would have missed some of my trees. And so when I hand pollinated, I just went and with a little makeup brush and brushed all of the blossoms on all of the trees that I could get to. Oh, and I got something pretty cool to show as we pan down my driveway. That's what looks to be a forest of kale. Kale has done very well around here, so I'll walk through this area. And it smells excellent. It just smells like fresh pollen, like sweet pollen is in the air. Luckily I don't think I'm allergic to it, but I'm about to sneeze here anyways. Yeah, so this is the food forest area. You can see my comfrey is doing excellent as well. Oh, and I'll show you something that's pretty cool down here, although I'm gonna have to do some damage control on it. So here's my kale. I've actually made a lot of juice out of this as well. Well, not a lot, but about 32 ounces of juice from the stems and the flower buds. But look, they're everywhere here. It's pretty interesting. My comfrey is about to flower. It's got the flower heads on it. Luckily this stuff doesn't seed, otherwise I would be overrun with it. Oh, here's some more that are further along. Actually got the full flowers on them. The bees love this stuff for some reason. It's like their favorite thing. Every time that these guys have flowers on them, all you hear is the buzzing of bees. And it's pretty neat. Okay, so here we go. This tree is in full blossom now. Last time I checked on it, the buds weren't open. But this is a little apple tree. And when I say little, it is barely above knee high. And it is just loaded with these apples. And this was a bare root when I put it in, so I'm gonna have to take most of these guys off just so that it can grow. But I'll do that later. I'll get you another view. So that's in the deep dark shade where most of my kale and stuff just didn't seed or didn't take from seed. And we'll pan around very slowly. There's definitely never a lack of green in this area. Even when it's brown, it's still green compared to most places. So, there we go. Thanks for watching.